Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Keary and I work for Toyota of Olympia. And today we're actually going to be doing a walk around on our 2018 limited Tundra. This particular one is a Crewmax Tundra with a off-road package as well as a TRD off-road. So we're going to go over it, kind of show you all of our new features that are new to the 2018 time period. And we're just going to start off just with the front of the vehicle right here. The main thing is we actually did do a redesign on the grille. So our grille this year actually has a tighter grouping of the chrome accents here, as opposed to a little bit more of the bulkier version of the 2017 model here. The lights right over here, they're going to be LED lights. Of course, they do have daytime running lights as well, which is very, very safe for your vehicle, even during the sunny, lit up durations throughout the day. You're still going to be very, very visible. You do also have fog lights right down here. New to the particular Tundra this year is we actually have added our Sonar, which is included with our Toyota Safety Sense pedestrian system here. So throughout the bumpers, the front bumper and the back bumper of the vehicle, we're actually going to spot out all of these sensors right here. They're going to be doing a lot of different things. This is actually included with our limited premium package here. For instance, pre-collision as well as lane departure, and in the back you're going to have rear cross traffic alert as well, which we're certainly going to go over in much more detail later on. Moving on towards this direction of the vehicle here, we're going to talk a little bit about the tires and the rims here. So the tires are actually, because this is a TRD off-road, this is going to be an all-terrain tire. It's going to be a Michelin tire right here, 20-inch. You also do have 18-inch rims. It is a 5-spoke split rim here that does have a black tint to it as well, which is very unique to specifically the TRD's series in particular. Moving on to the rest of the vehicle here, we actually do have, because this is a limited has a lot of chrome accents on the exterior of the vehicle. So you're going to see chrome accented side mirrors and chrome accented handlebars as well. When we're actually going to open this up here, we're going to just kind of look at the inside just slightly here. This being a limited model, we do have a very, very nice leather interior here. You have different colored options. You can go with this black, and you can also go with a ash interior, which is a very light gray, in fact. Limited also does come with our JBL surround sound stereo speakers. So you're going to have a very, very clear set of speakers here that provides as much bass as you need. So this is also going to be a Crewmax, like I said before. So Crewmax means that you're going to have as much cabin space as you're ever going to need here. It is going to be a full 4-door as compared to our double cab, which is just going to be basically split off right here. So we're going to open this up and we're going to get a chance to see all of the sides that the Crewmax offers. So as you can see here, plenty of leg space for you. You're going to be able to stretch out no problem, even with the first row actually all the way back, in fact. Lots of space. You're going to be able to really take advantage of a more leisure drive compared to some of our other competitors out here. So some differences with the TRD off-road package. You actually get a lot of differences as far as the performance of the vehicle. So we're going to get Bilstein shock absorbers, and you get some aesthetic differences with the TRD logo. So the logo is going to be located right over here for you. So you get this fantastic logo here. It means a lot. It does provide a tremendous performance boost for your vehicle, especially if you are ever going off the road. What I do want to point out, those shock absorbers right here, they're going to be the blue right here, the blue absorbers. And of course, again, they are Bilstein shock absorbers for you. And we're going to make our way over to the back of the vehicle right now. There's a few differences with this particular model that I want to point out here. The first one is the color keyed rear bumper here. So color keyed, so meaning basically it's just going to match the color of the actual vehicle itself. I know in the past we've had chrome accents, things like that. This is specific because of the limited premium package, because we're adding things like Sonar, to the vehicle. So it comes kind of packaged with those particular features here. Now, of course, very standard, we do have our backup camera as well. It's actually embedded right here next to the handle of the tailgate. And, you know, of course, I shouldn't have to mention it, but Toyota has a very, very detailed process when they make the vehicle here. Everything is very, very careful. So I like to always point this out whenever I'm with my customers here. When you open up the tailgate here, it just kind of shows how well built this vehicle is. I just open it and I just let it go. Real graceful transition here. It kind of shows, you know, shows off the vehicle and kind of what we do here at Toyota. We do have a bed right here as well. We have, you know, right now you don't have any type of spray here. This is actually an accessory, but there's different options that you can do, whether you want just the bed line right here or just an entire liner spray as well. You can do that as well. Well, guys, that's just about all of the walk around on the exterior that I have to show you here. There's still a lot more that I do want to go into, but that's going to be inside the vehicle. I very much look forward to seeing you there.
All right, welcome into the actual Tundra here. We're actually going to take a moment to talk about some of our features that are specific to the limited Tundra, and then also some of our features that are a little bit specific to the 2018 package that we've put in with our Sonar and things like that. So the first thing, the limited actually includes a badge on the actual center console here. So embedded into the actual center console, we have our limited logo right here. The center console also does separate the driver and the passenger here, which provides for a little bit of extra convenience to the driver and passenger, in my opinion here. I'm going to open this up and you can actually see how much space that we have inside. So it's a very deep center console here, so you're going to have ability to put a lot of different items in here. You do have a 12-volt charger in here. And of course you do have a auxiliary cord and USB charger, which is going to be located right down in here. All we do is flip this open and we have access to it in particular. On the center of the dashboard here, we do have our Entune Multimedia. So you're actually going to have a few different features specific to the limited here. We have integrated navigation, which means we're actually going to be using a SD card to utilize the data that you need when using navigation. So you don't have to worry about connecting your phone to the vehicle to use your navigation. You also do have heated seats down here for the driver and for the passenger. Dual zone climate control as well. So we're not missing out on any of our normal features that we're working with here. To the left of our climate control, we actually do have our analog for the operation of 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low, and of course switching back into 2-wheel drive as well. And to the left of that, we do have operations for our trailer brake right here. We also do have our towing button right here. The vehicle can tow up to 10,100 pounds. And we do have our button for our parking assist as well here. So this is going to be something that's a little bit different to the 2018. So this is going to be utilizing our Sonar sensors on the rear bumper to actually determine if there's an object or a vehicle that you're about to hit. Some more buttons that are new are actually going to be located on the steering wheel here. First off, the steering wheel is leather wrapped, and we do have a few different buttons, like I said, that are going to be different. One of those are going to be the lane departure button right here, so this is going to turn that on and off. We do have the pre-collision as well. And down towards our cruise control, we actually have a on and off button right over here that is going to be turning on the Sonar so that you can utilize dynamic radar cruise control. I want to work our way over to the back of the vehicle here because we actually do have our rear window, that actually goes all the way down. It's a really nice feature for the Tundra Crewmax in particular. I'll put it down for us so we can see what that looks like. Opens all the way down. There's no little mirror, little window in the center of it anymore. It's a full window here. We also do have our sunroof right here, so you're providing a lot of extra lighting to the vehicle, and once it gets a little bit nicer, you're going to have plenty of wind coming through the vehicle with all of our windows down, including that rear window as well. that's about all of our particular interior features that we're going to hint on right here. I do want to, of course, go over some of the more advanced features during the drive so that you can see them in action a little bit. Very much look forward to seeing you with that particular part of the video. Alright guys, we're actually behind the road now, driving it a little bit, trying to get a feel for it, and we're going to show you some particular options here. We're actually getting to a point on the road where we're about to transition to 50 miles per hour. You're going to get a chance to hear the 5.7 V8 engine in here. It's a real nice engine that has some giddy up, so we'll take a moment to just kind of hear that. So, you know, yeah, we're in a big rig. It's very, very leisurely though. You know, you can kind of relax while you're driving it here. It has a big engine, so you're going to be comfortable doing anything that you need to do in a truck. So there are some features that I wanted to kind of point out on the actual instruments in the dash as well here. So we're going to bring the camera over so that we can see a few different things. So the first thing is, yes, we do have our speedometer, but we also have a digital speedometer as well, so we can actually see how fast we're going digitally. Nice little feature to have, just, you know, like that extra driver convenience that everyone wants. Below that, you can actually see the range. So this is actually how many more miles you can go before you need to refuel. So some nice extra convenience that we're working with here, guys. On this particular setup here, there's a few different things that we can see, from a compass to our particular audio that we're working with, to our lane departure. So this is actually going to be a demonstration of our lane departure while it's working. So I'm just going to veer over outside of my lane. We're going to see what that looks like. Alright, so as you can tell, I actually veered off of on the right lane here. You can see it, you can also hear it, letting you know that, hey, it's time to move back to the center of your lane. Moving on to our options here, we have our messages. This will come up if there's an oil change coming up in the future, things like that. That's where you're going to see that. And then we have our settings here. You have a bunch of different settings from the lane departure, which we actually just showed you, from pre-collision, which is going to use the radar to actually stop the vehicle if there is a imminent collision with another vehicle in front of you. But Toyota does it a little bit differently. We also will stop the vehicle if you're about to collide with a pedestrian as well. We also have our blind spot monitoring as well. You're actually going to be able to see the blind spot monitoring in action if there's someone, you know, coming up on your blind spot. On the side mirrors, you're going to see some icons that will actually light up if there is actually a vehicle in that particular space here. So that's just gonna, you know, again, give you that nice, easy driving that you're gonna want. That way, when you're trying to change lanes, you're gonna be able to see if, you know, now's a good time to change or not by looking at the side mirror. The last safety feature that I kind of wanted to hint on that we're gonna see on this particular display in the middle here is the rear cross traffic alert. So this is actually very beneficial for when you're reversing out of a stall or just reversing in general. So it'll actually use the sonar that's embedded in the rear bumper to determine if there's an object coming from the sides, and it will beep to let you know. That way, you know, you can determine whether or not it's a safe time to reverse. Of course, that is also partnered with the parking assist in general. That way, if you're getting close to an object while you're in reverse, the vehicle will beep to let you know. The last thing I wanted to point out was the dynamic radar cruise control. So I'm going to go over a few more spots on our display here, and in order to activate the cruise control, there's a little button on the steering wheel that we're going to point down to. When we press it on, it'll actually say radar ready. So now if I ever set a particular speed, you're going to see a few different lines here. So I've set my speed to 46 miles per hour. Those lines indicate that the vehicle will actually use dynamic radar cruise control, which is using the sonar to determine the speed of a vehicle ahead of you. If that vehicle is going a little slow, then of course the vehicle will slow down using the sonar here. So again, we're just kind of creating a truck that's going to be extremely easy to use, and it's going to provide a lot of features that just kind of make this drive very convenient for you. The next sort of thing that we want to look into is actually going to be the backup camera. So we're going to transition to where we're parked so that we can see that in action. Okay guys, we're actually going to wrap up the 2018 Tundra with our just demonstration of our backup camera. We do have a high quality camera, so we definitely want to make sure that we're getting a moment to demonstrate it for you. So right now we're in park, but we're just going to switch it right over to reverse, of course. And as you can see, we have a really clear, crisp picture here. It is raining right now, but there's no types of condensation or anything like that on the lens. So we're actually really proud because we have ourselves like a super clear picture. We're just going to reverse into our particular stall here. And we have our grid lines, so you just want to line them up as best as possible here. The red line is basically as far as closest to the object that you want to get to is. So as you can tell, we're all lined up as best as possible, as best as I could do here. And it just kind of shows you how easy it is, even in a truck, to make sure you're lined up in your stall. Go right in the park, and it just disengages the camera here. Turn it off, and you're good to go.
Alright, thank you so much for watching our video on the 2018 Tundra, guys. You are more than welcome to stop by anytime to get behind the wheel yourselves. Just ask for me. My name is Ryan Kieran. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have and go for a little test ride. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you at Toyota of Olympia.